Okay, we will call the meeting to order and approve the agenda as first on the list here.
Mr. Chair, the only change to the agenda today is you can remove Tabitha Kremen's UCare contract item. We are starting with Resolution 25-54 today.
All righty, thank you.
With that, Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right, thank you, Charlie.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions there? Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, approve the draft minutes of the June 17th, 2025 regular meeting.
Motion to approve the draft minute of June 17th, 2025.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'll second.
Sure, I got it. Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And then we've approved the draft minutes for June 17th, 2025 Board of Equalization meeting.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
Charlie, thank you.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty. Troy. Sure. Good morning. Good morning.
I just have the one item this morning. It's a donation in the amount of $200 from Minnesota Police and Peace Officers Association. They'd like those dollars designated to the Honor Guard. I'd ask the board to accept that donation.
All righty.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2554, donation from the Minnesota Police and Peace Officer Association.
All righty. Thank you, Tim.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Troy. And Dave.
Good morning.
Good morning.
2 items for you this morning. The first are excavator landscaper licenses. There are 2, and we recommend approval.
I make a motion to approve the licenses as read.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item I have for you this morning is, if you recall, in our dealings with cannabis sales regulation, the county had provided an opportunity for municipalities to delegate their sales registration and compliance authority to the county. There are several municipalities that have done that. In the interest of sorting out the roles and responsibilities related to that delegation, the county has an opportunity to enter into a memorandum of agreement with those jurisdictions to detail who's going to do what. I think maybe the more important item in there for you is who's going to pay for what. So we have 2 communities, the city of Kensington and the city of Garfield. I believe you have seen the template MOA that I provided board members at one time. This follows that template. So both communities are seeking to enter into that agreement with us for registration and compliance for retail sales. So what I'm looking for is if the board will accept and enter into that agreement with those 2 communities. They have already delegated that authority to us.
Mr. Chair. David, these are the 2 that they want to get registered?
So, Mr. Chair, so with these agreements, basically, there are several communities that have delegated the authority to the county to do registration for retail sales within that community.
Yep.
And that could be anybody. That could be a municipal retail sales store, or it could be a private retail sales. What this agreement does is to go one step further than that delegation and say, okay, who is responsible for what parts of this registration?
Compliance checks and things like that.
And how are they gonna
part
get
of
paid
that.
for
And
it?
who's going to do that is the most important.
And that's what's in this agreement. I think the key piece in here is that, I believe it's under the now therefore section number 5 that says that we'll provide sufficient funding, but if for any reason it's not sufficient, the municipality agrees that it'll make up any difference in what we haven't recovered through registration fees and other methods. But this does not, if the city of Kensington or Garfield seek to have a municipal sales, they will have to follow the same process to register and have the county do the compliance at that municipal store.
So when that comes into play in Alexandria,
That is up to the city of Alexandria.
because they have kept,
They did not delegate that
they
authority.
didn't
to
delegate
us.
any authority, correct? We haven't got a memorandum with them.
Yeah, I think just off the top of my head, Mr. Chair, off the top of my head, Miltona, Garfield, Kensington, Brandon, Evansville, I think they have all delegated that authority to us. Right now, today, we have just 2 memorandums of agreement, but I'm expecting that probably Brandon, Evansville will come forward with this.
Osakas.
Osakis is doing their own. They have their
We're
own
gonna do the
ordinance.
same thing as Alec.
Yep, they're
Okay.
on their own.
Anybody else other than them two?
City of Nelson is apparently on their own. They have not delegated that authority to us. City of Carlos has not delegated that authority to us.
Freda?
Ferreda has not. That is correct. Now, that just may be a matter of where they are in the process, so.
There was no timeline. They can do it at any, obviously.
We did not give them a timeline to say
state
that
has.
after a certain date, we're not accepting that authority.
So, Mr. Chair, I got a question now. So, like, there's 4 allowed in the county.
Correct. So the county in our ordinance and subsequently at a board meeting through resolution, you established that you would allow 4 adult use cannabis retail sales establishments. That applies to everywhere where we have a delegation authority and just plain old registration, registration authority. But we also get to count any retail sales establishment within our rectangle that's called Douglas County.
But now by giving us delegation of authority like Kensington did, does that mean if we have 4, they can't have one?
That is correct.
Okay,
That they fall under, when they delegate, they fall under our regulatory umbrella.
that's what I was wondering.
So they essentially, if the city of Alexandria has 4 and the county does not issue any registrations for retail sales, the municipalities that have delegated to us are under our umbrella, which means they don't get to have any.
Okay.
All right, anything else? I guess we need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion that we sign the MOA with Garfield and Kensington for the cannabis registration and compliance.
All right, thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Jim? Well, I guess I just want to make a comment here.
I was wondering what you were waiting for.
So anyhow, to me, this is a catch-22 because I'm against this, but yet if we don't do it, the state will do it for us. But if I heard correctly, and this surprised me, the state of California and the state of Texas have opted out of this. Did you hear that? I don't know, that's what I heard. So I thought, you know, if,
State of California?
yeah, state of California, well,
That's the way of life there.
that's what I said. I said, so anyway, again, it's one of them, catch-22s where if we don't make this official, I mean, then we're,
And the same August to
Right,
decide for
right,
us.
right.
We have
So-
enough of that going on.
I get it. Okay, Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Dave. Vicky Doling.
Good morning. I just have one item for you. This is Spruce Hill Foundation has approached us. They need, or are desiring to obtain a 1 to 4 day temporary liquor license for their 2-day event happening July 26th and 27th for the Rose City Threshing and Heritage Festival being held in Spruce Hill Township. So I'm just seeking approval for that 1 to 4 day, basically a 2-day event license, so that they can serve intoxicating liquor or beer. They're choosing what they're gonna serve at that event.
All righty. I'll make a motion. I like that event.
When you want a beer. I'll second it.
All right. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Jill, please.
Good morning. I just have one item for you today, just looking for a motion to approve bills totaling $35,316,968.32. And that covers large property tax settlements.
Boards, wishes?
Motion to pay the bills.
Thank you, Tim.
A second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep. Lee, you are up next.
Morning, Mr. Chair, Board.
Good morning.
I have before you MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, with the Public Works Council. In that department, they have an employee out for a period of time. They'll be back, but during that time, we need to get some things done in the mechanic repair area. And we have an employee that's qualified to do that kind of work that was not in that position. So a cooperative agreement between the county and the Public Works Council for that employee to fill in. And because it is more of a longer term, a period of time, we came up with this MOA so we could adjust their pay accordingly.
Mr. Chair, I got a question. It says here, beginning June 23rd, 2025, that's when he would be transferred over, so he's already doing this position?
Technically, it was on the 25th. I think 23rd is when we kind of decided to take action on this, and that was the date on the MOA. If that's where you got that date from, the 23rd.
Well, that's on the memorandum of agreement.
Yeah, that's when we identified we should probably do something and move ahead. And then the reason that the person didn't start on the 23rd was the department wanted to reach out to see if there was any hidden talents that they weren't aware of, to see if anybody else had some interest in doing that role. But it kind of turned out as they thought, and the person that they had identified early on was the only one that kind of stepped forward. So that's why it didn't actually take place till the 25th. And then this employee's been in that position since June 25th.
Okay, Yeah, I see farther down, it's June 25th. So there is no yard maintenance worker now out there.
Correct. That was a yard maintenance worker, and that position right now is vacant.
Okay.
And are we gonna get a temporary one of them, or no?
Not that I've
You're gonna
heard.
handle that there, Mr. Erickson? If that's all he was doing, I guess. I'll make a motion, we go ahead with the recommendation with the MOA.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Way.
Yeah.
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that brings us to items from the floor. Anybody have anything out there? Yes, Tim?
With it being 4th of July weekend, we should get Public Works to go cover up the no parking signs on 42 along the beach.
That is affirmative. Yep, that we got to do. So I don't think we need to vote on that.
No, but do we have to wait till 9:20 for items from the floor or not?
Oh, I see. Well, we can take a short break.
Well,
We could do our board stuff too.
Yeah.
we only got like 3.5 minutes.
There's nobody here, but I don't see anybody here. All right. We'll,
Flip over your agenda, but.
yeah. All righty. Let's do our per diems then. Tim, I think you're first.
Yeah, I gotta get to the hard copy here. Okay, on the 3rd of June, we had a regular commissioner meeting. And on the 5th of June, we had the law library meeting. We usually have that in March, but it didn't get done till June this year. Then on the 6th, we had the AMC District 4 meeting in Fergus Falls. On the 10th, I had planning and zoning. On the 13th, we had planning and zoning. Dave and Tommy Hills and I met at In the Pines. They're looking at putting up a sign. And we were going over of height and stuff of what we figured would be the right size for it. So they are working on that to figure out where to put it and stuff. And then on the 17th, we had the commissioner meeting. And the 17th, we had the Board of Appeal and Equalization. And then the 17th, I had Fair Board meeting in the evening. It's only one more Fair Board meeting before the fair, so we're trying to get things in order. And then on the 23rd, I had Lakeland Mental Health in Fergus Falls. 27th, had the Hospital Board meeting. And on the 27th, I had Planning and Zoning. We went out, viewed 6 different properties. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. Charlie?
Yeah, okay, on the end of May there, on the last day there or so, Rainbow Rider on the new building project. June 3rd, the hospital special meeting at 7 a.m. and the 3rd commissioners meeting at 9. On the 6th, we went to the district meeting in Fergus Falls. On the 9th, we had Horizon. The 11th, we had our LGC meeting out at Woodland. And they also went to St. Cloud that day for the Armor meeting in the afternoon. On the 12th, our regular Rainbow Rider meeting in Lowry. 17th, the hospital executive meeting at 8 a.m. Along with that afternoon, we had regular board meeting and Board of Equalization. On the 23rd, we had a building committee meeting for CPT in Morris. CPT had bought the building downtown. We used to rent, lease from Sean Larson and all that. And we are just renovating the side that he was in a little bit, open up, giving the staff a little bit of a break room and a conference meeting room and getting it cleaned up a little bit. Not too bad though, cost-wise. On the 24th, solid waste meeting because the regular meeting was on Juneteenth. 25th, hospital special meeting, and the 27th, hospital board meeting at 7:30.
All right, thank you, Charlie. And I am up next. June 2, we had a PIO meeting. On 6/3, a regular meeting. 6/5, Prime West, and 6/6, AMC, that was in Fergus Falls. 6/9, Horizon. 6/11, an AMC, that was a Zoom on wind and solar. And 6/12, we had a PIO. 6/16, I was on the radio. 6/17, we had a regular meeting. And 6/17, we had Board of Appeal. And 6/17, I had Sauk River Watershed in Sauk Center. And 6/18, Department Head meeting. 6/24, Jeff Way and I went to Lake Benton to see how the dairy farms capture methane. Interesting meeting. 6/25, Alamere. And 6/26, I went to the Senior Expo, which, again, very, I would say, informative, especially it was about fraud and how you can get swindled if you don't pay attention. And 6/27 was a hospital. And that leaves Shane. I guess there was no questions on Shane's. And we go to Jeff.
Okay, on 5:30, the Rainbow Rider discussing the emergency plan via Zoom into county boardroom. County board meeting on the 6/3. The 6th, AMC District 4 spring meeting held in Fergus. The 9th, Soil and Water Conservation meeting, monthly meeting. 6/10, Garfield Council meeting, the public relations, the county board meeting on the 17th, and also the Board of Equalization on the 17th. 6/17, the Lund Township meeting, public relations. 6/18, Region 4 mental health meeting, and they pay per diem and mileage. 6/20, Chippewa Watershed, monthly meeting held in Glenwood. 6/24, along with Jerry Rapp and Mark Kep, the farm tour in Lake Benton, the tour of the anaerobic digester. 6/24, West Central Community Action, monthly meeting, and they pay mileage. And then I put down, but don't have to record it, Tammy Smith retirement party from the library, held in the county boardroom.
All right, thank you, Jeff. So we did have a couple of checkers here that we should check. For you, Jeff, there, I mean, I think if you would have put that $100 on the West Central Community, that would have been good. I mean, then you'd been okay.
They paid for that.
Oh, I see. Okay,
The farm tours, oh, no, then you can't anyway.
yeah.
You can't get two of them, okay. You can get the mileage though.
All right. And then going back to mine there, where I was too at Lake Benton and the Senior Expo. So I thought they were valid reasons to get a per diem. I mean, the Lake Benton deal was like 3-hour plus drive down there. It was a long ways. But anyway, that's my request.
I'll make a motion, we approve that, along with the Senior Expo too for you.
All right. Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Tim.
You too, sir, but you already had one that day. So.
Okay, Lene, please.
Kalina.
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty. Now it's time for questions from the floor. Anybody have questions from the floor? Items from the floor? Seeing none, I don't see any. So therefore, we're going to go into closed session, and we'll need action on that.
I'll make the motion to move into closed session.
A second.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Jeff. Any other questions on that one? Lene, please.
Way.
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.